What's up, YouTube? So we were talking about the epic chokes and Golden State's 3-1 against Cleveland. If they win that, does that make them the best team ever? What does that do for Steph Curry's career? Do they get Kevin Durant? What does that do for Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Steve Kerr? Whoa. Well, this was their second straight appearance in the finals. And they had the 73-9 record. So they had broken the regular season record, but they lost the finals. Cleveland came back, even though it was suspect as all get out because that whole thing with LeBron and Draymond Green. He ran away. I'd never seen a player get kicked out in the finals, so that's unheard of. Was it the biggest choke job in NBA Finals? It'll probably will be, but it didn't bury them. They were able to come back, get Kevin Durant, go to 3 straight more finals, and win 2 of the next 3, which was quite impressive. But had they won this one, not only will it solidify them as the dynamic duo of backcourts, etc., and would have done wonders for Steve Kerr, and that'd have been a second ring. I don't know if they get Kevin Durant. I don't know. And maybe they feel like they don't need him. I don't know. Maybe Harrison Barnes stays there. I don't know. It's a lot of what ifs when you think about it. But it had such a heavy connotation when you mentioned 3-1. It's almost like, because people are like so fixated. It's hard to believe when you think about it because next year coming up, it's going to be, not next year, but matter of time, from now, it's going to be like 10-year anniversary of that. That's crazy. I'm up here saying next year and it's already almost there. It's crazy to think that happened. Because Golden State was magical that year. I mean, they got off to that incredible start. When they would lose a game, you're like, wow. They weren't even hardly losing halves. They just was playing incredible ball. That's why people embraced Steph Curry so much and was so blown away because it isn't like anything you've seen before. And they had a new way of doing it. And they were causing much chaos and much craziness. So that's why that hit like it did. So, but yeah, that 3-1 thing. And the funny thing is, it's big from that part, but due to the fact that they went and won 3 more chips after that, they won 3 in because they won in 2022. So basically, they won 3 more chips in a 76-7-year window. So that's a dynasty. And they went to that's 4 finals appearances, 2-2 the next 6-7 years. That's incredible when you think about it. So, but this would have stained. It only hits because they didn't win it that year, and with the record, that's what that really is the thing, because they were a pretty unique team. But I do think they had ran out of gas by the time they got to that final. Steph was looking kind of burnt. I think they put a lot of stock and emphasis on doing that, and I think it kind of wore them out. But there is a lot of what would if and how big is on the choke job. And like I said, I've seen that and the Falcons blowing it with New England 28-3 and the Yankees losing to Boston after having a 3-0 lead. Was this worse than the Yankees one? Putting it up in perspective. Yeah, because of the record. If they didn't have that record, it probably doesn't hit like that. But the fact that they're the only 73 win team in NBA history, it pretty much has to be that way. But fortunately for them, unlike the Yankees, it took 5 years before they won another World Series and got to one. The last they won, Golden State did get, like I said, they won 3 chips in the next 6-7 years. Atlanta Falcons had never been back, so it didn't haunt them. But 3-1 blown to Cleveland, Golden State's 3-1 blown NBA Finals, it didn't haunt them, but it did mess them up for what could have possibly been. Could have been an interesting conversation had they won that. So, but let me know. And plus, Steph Curry was the only unanimous MVP in league history. Let me know what you come down on that, because it's a really interesting question about Golden State that didn't hurt in the terms of the totality. It hurt in that particular season. Let me know what you think. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments. And I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share if you like. And hit that membership, because when you do reviews like this, request come true. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.